Oh, here we have a beautiful example of an Austin Healey 3000. Beautiful job. Beautifully restored, and we've managed to find the owner. How are you, sir?
Hello, my name is George Marino.
How are you, George?
I was the president of the Austin Healey Association at one time. I enjoy driving my car, and it's 1963. Paid $500 for it. Of course, it's worth a little more now.
Is it really?
Oh yes. And the restoration is 25 years old, so.
Beautiful for 25 years. How did you get the paint to hold up so long, so well?
Well, it's single stage paint. Yeah, that was done like 25 years ago.
And of course, it's always garaged and covered.
Of course.
Of course. And you drive it how often?
As often as I can, and today was an opportunity to go ahead and drive it. You know,
I notice you guys in the Austin Healey Club, you guys do a lot of driving. You're not afraid to drive your cars at all.
some of us.
Some
of us treat the cars like prize fixtures. You know, bring them on trailers and stuff like that. But I don't find any fun in that. You know.
No.
I enjoy being on the freeway with it. You know, and showing my car off, man.
Exactly.
It draws a lot of ladies.
Oh. So it was worth the price of the investment to restore it.
Oh yeah, this is the second car for me. When I was in my teens, I fell in love with it, you know, and I drove that, and then I went into a Jaguar, and then I bought a house, then I got divorced, then I had a Ford Falcon, and I had to start all over again.
Well, thanks for bringing this today.
Okay. Thanks for having us here.
Oh yeah, anytime. Yep. Absolutely magnificent car. Oh, here we have a beautiful 55 Ford. Nice Vicky coupe. Oh, look at this. Tri-power. A little bit of air conditioning so we can drive it in the summer. Nice little custom rod. A little dice action. Beautiful dash. Sir, you must be the owner of this.
I sure am.
What can you tell us about what you've done here?
Well, it's 55 Ford with a 94 Mustang 302 Tri-Power. Basically, put the leather interior in it, had it repainted, and drivetrain other than that, we put an AOD in it about a year and a half ago.
How'd you find the car?
Actually, I was looking for a 40 Ford, and I ended up going out to Montclair. The fellow passed away, and his wife was getting rid of his cars, and I fell in love with this thing. So,
yeah, how could you not?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Beautiful lines, everything. Thanks for bringing it today.
Well, it's nice having this venue to come to.
Yes, thank you. Yep, this is something. Oh, baby moons, white walls, got it all. This car has it all. Now this is wild. This is a completely hand-built, personally designed car from this gentleman right here. Let's find out a little more about this car.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Well, how did you come up with the idea, and what exactly, I noticed you have your own suspension design, and it's quite remarkable what you've done.
Well, I just wanted to have a hot rod, but I wanted to be different than everyone else's. So this is from my racing background, where I had race cars all my whole life. So I designed the car, made it longer. The chassis runs right through the body to make so I have the car lower to the ground. It's got a Ford Jaguar V6 engine. It's got a 4-barrel carburetor. It's got a 7 Chevy distributor on the front of the engine, driven by a cog belt. So it's a fun car.
Pretty amazing.
It's a fun car. And I use the word Kaiser Darren. That's the car I'm building. This one right here.
This one here, yeah.
I'm building the car of the 50s. I bought the name. I'm building all of magnesium. They're old flat 12-cylinder engines. Our old V12, flat 12. So we hope to have the first Kaiser Darren by January 2011.
Right. So, thanks for bringing it.
So thank you very much.
There's Earl. There's Earl's car. Right there. Look at that. Looks like it has rear wheel steering.
No. No, it's independent rear suspension.
Yes, dude. Great. Great.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go. Sunbeam Tiger with a V8. That's the way to have them. And here's our owner. How are you today, sir?
I'm good.
Tell us about your car.
Well, this is 1965 Sunbeam Tiger. We've had it about 10 years. And it has a 302 Ford V8, 4-speed top-loader transmission and a Dana rear end, limited slip. And great old car. A lot of fun to work on if you have small hands. But very enjoyable car.
How many times have you cracked the frame on it?
What?
How many times have you cracked the frame on it from all the power?
No. These cars were originally designed with great dreams in mind of going to larger engines, so they actually were designed for handling up to a 600 horsepower motor, but they never actually went that far.
Are you going to go that far?
No.
It's a lovely car.
Thank you.
Looks like a lot of fun to drive as well. And it's in beautiful condition. You restored this yourself? And
yeah, we bought it about halfway done, and then we took it from there and did the rest of it. Tried to make it just reliable and just very fun to drive and take out on trips and on the weekends, that sort of thing.
And how did you happen to get someone to part company with this car?
Well, actually, it's kind of a funny story. We bought it from a guy in Woodland Hills that was unloading everything, and this was right about the advent of the whole Y2K thing, and I'm convinced the guy is still living in a cave in Montana someplace because he thought the end of the world was coming.
Wow. Well, very nice. Thanks for bringing it. Wow, look at here. Whoa, a 71 Challenger with a, look at this. Looks like a Paxton. Here's the owner.
Oh, God.
How are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Good. What can you tell us about your car here?
71 Pro Street. It's about 700 to 800 horsepower right now as it sits. Low and fuel injection. Goes into 10 seconds in a quarter mile.
You drive this every day?
No, once in a great while. I drive on a freeway. It has a 518 truck transmission in it, so it has overdrive. So it's not a bad freeway cruiser.
That's a hell of an idea. Put overdrive on it so you can drive down the freeway with it. Great idea. And did you restore it?
Yeah.
You did everything?
I got to write all the checks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got to write all the checks. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Cage, Recaro seats. It's got it all. Tub. It's so wide back here. It's amazing.
Look at that.
Look at the meat on that. Amazing. Oh yeah, this is a monster. Ira brought a beautiful Jaguar today to the show. Let's have a look at this. Tell us about the car, Ira.
It's a 66 E-Type. It's the original color. It was the first year they came out with it. It's primrose yellow. And I'm the original owner.
Really?
Yes.
It's amazing. You get so many people that have had cars for 30 and 40 years. It's just amazing how people keep these cars for a long time. They have a love affair. So obviously you've restored it?
I have. I used it as a daily vehicle for quite a few years. And then I just had it in the garage to drive on the weekends, and eventually I had to restore it.
And how did you find the car originally? I mean, you just went to the Jaguar store and
I went to the dealer and bought it when it was brand new.
walked on the floor and immediately had to have it, or you thought about it for a while?
No,
Or
I had to save up for it.
you had to save up for it. In those days, everybody paid cash
That's
for
correct.
the most part. Yeah, it's a very lovely car.
Denver mix, whatever it was, Denver.
Beautiful wires, beautiful finish. Yeah, very, very nice. Good leather seats. Usually, by now you see the leather all torn up, but this has been very well kept. Very nice car. Beautiful, beautiful leather. What lines? Well, thanks for bringing it, Ira.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, it is a 51 Victoria, but it's been retrofitted with all of 50 front sheet metal, side trim, tail lights. The firewall forward, it's all GM. It's a Nova front clip and a Chevy ZZ3 crate motor, 700 R4 transmission.
And what did you do to it?
Well, I bought it as an old car that was just kind of tired and sort of orchestrated everything that I just described. I didn't do very much of the work myself because I'm a mediocre mechanic, but I found people who were competent to do all the stuff that has been done to it. It's been finished about 12 years. Paint was done 12 years ago. The interior was done 11 years ago. And I've owned the car for 21 years altogether.
Yeah. Beautiful car.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Love the top.
Yeah.
How did you happen to find it?
I lived in Minneapolis, and I found this in the paper in Minneapolis 21 years ago for, I forget, $1,600 or something. And I talked to a local restoration shop about rebuilding it. Ended up working for the restoration shop during part of the time that the car was in work. It came out of South Dakota, so it didn't have the salt-associated rust that's typical of Minnesota cars. And the kid that I bought it from said that it had been a nun's transportation before he bought it.
So it's blessed?
Yes. It's also been violated, though, so it's a fallen nun, I think.
Well, thanks for bringing it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
Oh, here we are. Look at this. Somebody brought a Pantera. Oh, it's the Buick guy. Here he is.
Oh,
Do you have a?
I salute you.
Do you have an interesting story about this one now?
I think so. It's been sitting in the garage for about a year, but your event here last week got me all enthused with my old Buick, so I got this one running and thought that I could bring it here and everybody would hit it, would wipe all the dirt off it.
Yeah.
71 Pantera. First one sold in California, and I bought it. Lynn's Lincoln Mercury in Santa Monica. Bought it sight unseen. The car came in on a ship. They called me. The car was here, and then they called me back later and told me forget it. That the dock workers they went on strike for 2 months, so the damn car sat out on the boat for 2 months before they unloaded it. But that's the best I can do.
And you've had it for how long?
Since 71.
Since 71.
Yeah, I'm the original owner.
Amazing.
Great car. I mean, it's been across country a couple times. That's about
Cross
it.
country, like to New York?
Yes, to New York, to Maryland, and back. When midlife crisis hit, did a few crazy things. There's nitrous oxide under the hood if I want to get nuts, but that's it. That's it. And I got to give you credit for putting on this this meeting. It's great.
Well, it gets people out of the house.
Except for the damn videos that my son laughed at. You know? Anyway, I thank you and I salute you.
Well, thank you, sir, for bringing that car.
Turn that sucker off.
Yes, sir.